Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the one, the only, the weekly Commissioner Recap Show with your host, Clay Major. Not doing so good. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe. I wish we'll get to it all later in the episode, ladies and gentlemen. Let me welcome my co-host before I start dripping down tears of sadness. My friend, my best friend, my whoa, I'm giving you BPFF over here, John. I'm giving you promotion. The Players Association Union representative, Joe Lozier himself. Joe, welcome to the set.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't want to be in management. That's for y'all.
Absolutely, man. So, is there anything you would like to tell the people out there watching?
Fireball. Do it.
The one, the only, ladies and gentlemen, Fireball will be your unofficial sponsor for tonight's viewing. We thank you as always, and we remind you to taste the devil, to kiss the devil. You must choose the one, the only, the Fireball.
And if you like Fireball, hit the bell button. If you don't like Fireball, even better reason to hit the bell button.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you some behind-the-scenes information tonight. Commissioner left the script at work. Yes, the commissioner, I don't get paid. I do this pro bono for the fantasy leagues. I'm the one that has to stay up at night making managerial decisions, you know, like just everything else that comes with being a fantasy team owner. I am also the commissioner. So, therefore, it's a lot, Joe. It's a lot, Joe. Where was I going with that?
You were telling me how big of a success your costume was that you had on set last week for Halloween. How'd that go?
Thank you, Joe Lozier. Actually, you know what? That is exactly what I wanted to refresh my memory. It was off script. I don't have a script, ladies and gentlemen, which can mean one of two things for your viewing pleasure. One, this show is going to go great, smoothly, fantastic, better than it ever has. Or option two, that it's going to be a shit show. Off the rails from the beginning. You never know, ladies and gentlemen. So, welcome to the hybrid process tonight. Joe, with that being said, let's get us into our first matchup, sir. Who do we got?
Yeah, we had Love Train going against Feeling Up Your Cousins. Feeling Up Your Cousins almost doubled up Love Train, 154 to 78. That's going to move Feeling Up Your Cousins up to fifth. He jumped somebody or two people. Love Train stays at number 8 at 2 and 7. Feeling Up Your Cousins in 5th place, 4 and 5, under 500 in 5th place. Incredible.
But do you know what? With 5th place, do you know what that means?
You're not making the playoffs?
If the playoffs ended today, which they certainly do not, Joe Lozier, which I will remind you first, okay? This is my Stephen A. Smith, Joe Lozier. Yeah. He cannot shoot the ball. He is the worst basketball player I've ever seen. He is a tub of lard. That's Stephen A. Smith. If the playoffs ended today, which they don't, Andrew would be in them. And the 5th place, so that's very good.
For your knowledge, because I know this is what you would do. Love Train really blew it. He had 1, 2, 3. He had 1 goose egg and 1 0.9. That would lead to 5 players under the commissioner's 10-shoulder, and he left 44 points on the bench with CJ Stroud.
Joe, one of those players.
But it would have looked a lot better.
The 0.9 on the starters, who was that?
Pickens.
Oh man. Well, you know, hey, it's still better than Ridley, I guess. Moving on, Joe. Well, actually, before we move on, we have our picks in this one. Joe, you picked. Do you remember?
No.
You picked tuna, as did I, my friend. We both got that wrong.
Yes, we did by like almost half.
I almost half. It was absolutely terrible. Why we ever looked at the matchups and were like, yeah, they got a shot. Joe, let's go through the other 1 o'clock game. What do we have on the slate?
Oh man, this one was close. This one was really close. Fast, right? Sorry?
I said, say it really quick so we don't have to hear it.
Yeah, Dirty
like
Randy.
An auction.
Dirty Randy's beat Rub My Chub with Bijan Mustard 114-112. Actually, it was less than 2 points given partial points. Less than 2 points. They won. It was a really even matchup through and through, but really it moves Dirty Randy's to 4-5 as well into 6th place. Now we got a 5th place in 4 and 5, 6th place in 4 and 5. It moves Clay into 7th place at 3 and 6. We're not going to get into. Well, you know what, Clay? How do you feel about your performance this week?
Hey, look, man. It was just it was a week, man. A bad week out there, man. That's all I gotta say.
All right, Todd.
Joe,
thanks for your input. Great.
That was a good impression. That was a great Todd Bowles.
It was pretty decent. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So a little fun fact here. This puts me on a 4-game losing streak, which you see my eye twitching. It hurts me to say. It hurts me to say on my core. Mason came back to win in this one. Needed 19, 18 points, I think, to come back. And sure enough, he got just barely that without Sneckler. Like, yes, Justin Herbert, you couldn't throw a touchdown? You couldn't do something else, you stupid idiot? We got to rely on that Sneckler?
Herbert had 6 fantasy points this week.
Yeah, why couldn't Eckler had it? Against the Jets? Bro. Oh, my God. Okay, so in this matchup, Joe, I had myself. You also had myself. We are 0 for 2 to start the week.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this is a trend that's going to continue throughout this show. Moving to the 4 o'clock games. Speaking of disappointments.
Tell us.
Chase D's fell to the fantasy fuck yous. 117. Huh?
Oh, yes. Oh, no. Yeah. Tell us the score.
It was 117-90. I didn't even break 100. It's really disappointing. But we'll get into that later. 117-90. So which moves fantasy into 5 and 4 in 4th place. But keeps me in 3rd place.
So no harm, no foul. No harm, no foul there, Joe.
So if the playoffs started today,
which they don't,
we'd both be in them. No, we would not.
Joe,
no, we would not. Dan would not be in it.
You would be in it.
But I would.
Yeah. Yes, you would, Joe. This hard loss, I mean, how would you categorize this loss?
It was a week for him. It was a week for him. It was a bad week for him. Every week's a bad week for him, Todd. Stop making excuses.
Coach Bowles, thank you for joining WFLA number 8, Tampa Bay. Thank you very much for being on here. I appreciate that. That was a good one too, bro.
Side note on this. I had 7 players, and Dan had 6 players under the dreaded Commissioner's 10-show.
Nobody wants to be on the 10-show, Joe, especially in a high-profile game such as this. And I mean, listen, you said 6?
I had 7, and he had 6. We had 2/3 of our team under 10.
Oh, that's disgusting, dude. You should maybe think about making a move. I think that's going to lead us. Oh, Joe, who did you have in that matchup, actually? I'd like to ask you first on this one.
We both had me, and we were both wrong.
Yeah, you're both lost. I think I know what time it is now. No script, no ball. Here we go. It is time for official, unofficial sponsor, Fireball, bringing you, ladies and gentlemen,
America's
fantasy
football
game
the
century
of the year of the century
game. Thank you for getting me through that, Joe Loja. How about you help me get through the point differentials and totals and stats, man?
This was a wild one, man, because they was going against the number 1 and number 2 teams. They flip-flopped after the results because John was number 1 and Mahendra was number 2. But now Mahendra is sitting in the top of the standings boards as he knocked out John Boner Pills 158 to 101. 158 to 101. Brees Lightning, now the only team with 7 wins at 7-2. Boner Pills 6-3, still dominant. Still, let's get real. Still a great
team. Second place.
But he got beat. All right. So now Brees Lightning at the top of the list.
Like I said, 5-game winning streak. Like, this is an incredible run by Mahendra. Honest to God. Fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, Mahendra did auto draft this year. Like I've said before, it was excused beforehand. He did call in a commish. Did say, "Hey, look, bro, I respect you. You're like my best friend in this life. I'm gonna have to auto draft." And I was like, you know what, dude? You're right, dude. You are like my best friend, like a brother. Really, we look just alike.
Exactly
he's a little bit
alike.
We're just alike. We wear gold chains together. I was like, dude, yeah, go take that time. So that's a fun fact there. Incredible 5-game winning streak, though, Joe. 1-2. You helped propel this man, though. You gave Rashad White and Jordan Addison.
Addison only had 7 today, but White had 27. So, you know.
Let's be real here, dude. Man. Joe, who did you have in this matchup? Oh, by the way, also, I remember this. No script, but I wrote it out. I write that. I'm the writer. Get me in those SAG FAT strikes that they have in California, because I'm a writer. I deserve compensation. So, Jonathan, that is the first time he has not been in first place, Joe Lozier, since guess when?
Week 1?
Week 5.
Oh, wow.
He was consistently our number 1 team since week 5.
Good job, Mahendra.
So, actually, it might have been week 6 or 7. And listen, don't put too much into that. It was one of those weeks, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure it was 5. That's coming to me. Joe, who did you have in this matchup?
Pretty sure we both had John.
No, actually, Joe, in this matchup, we both had Mahendra.
We got one! We got one!
It's on the scoreboard. It's not a shutout, dude. We got one. So, Joe, this week we have gone 1 for 3 apiece. That puts the season standings at you at 17-15 and me at 17-14-1.
Imagine
so,
that.
Still in the lead, Joe. You should have switched to John. Would have been better. So,
imagine that.
I don't know why I'm flipping a script like I got a script. This isn't a script. Joe, let's welcome in our next segment, which is the you know what?
Yes, the waiver wire.
Thank you, sir. Joe, who wasted a priority pick this week?
There's only one person who wasted a priority pick this week. I'm pretty sure they were in the top 5 in priority picks, right? Yeah, they were up there.
Who was it? Who they pick up, Joe?
So it was Mason. First, he picked up Josh Dobbs. And he dropped. he dropped Christian Watson. So, like, you know.
Was that last week or was this week? Did this happen today?
Yes, this morning. Yeah, he picked up Josh Dobbs.
Oh, man, that's incredible. Okay. Let me laugh even harder.
Yeah. But then he also
inspired before just now. I did not realize, which makes it all the more funnier. But keep going.
In case anybody else had made a waiver claim, he decided to put himself back at the back, even though nobody else made a waiver claim because he was the only one. He picked up Seattle's D and dropped Philly's D. They're on bye. Let that be an insider notion.
Wait, you're telling me, Joe Lozier, you weren't clamoring to add Josh Dobbs to your roster?
Dang. I was really hoping he was going to fall to me.
I tell you what, I had the 8th overall priority, and I was waiting for it too. I had Josh Dobbs as a priority in all of my leagues.
Oh, did you?
No, I already have 3 quarterbacks. Why would I do that? Oh, man. Mason and the Seattle Seahawks, a.k.a. the Josh Dobbs.
Yep,
that was terrific.
And then after that, after waivers cleared, Chase D's picked up Dalton Schultz, dropped Atlanta's defense.
Good luck with. You remember what he did for me that one week? Poop.
I do know that just a few hours. Hey Mason. You know you were the only one to make a waiver claim this week.
I made 2.
On who? Who was it? Who did he pick up?
A backup quarterback and a defense.
Josh Dobbs, right?
Yeah, wait. Wait. Who'd I drop?
E.T. himself you picked up from the waiver wire.
Phillies D. That's going to be juicy. Somebody's going to pick him up. Somebody higher with a waiver priority than 8. You should have waited till after waivers.
It'd be like
Kept your
that.
priority, and it would have had a better chance of re-getting after next week.
A couple hours later, Rub My Chub picked up Jake Ferguson and dropped Kyle Pitts.
I'm over it. We're still not over Arthur Smith around here. Arthur Smith is a pig wearing a Richard Nixon mask walking around among us on Earth. He is the worst human being. He doesn't care about fantasy football. He doesn't care about the working folk like me and you, Joe Lozier. And you too, Mason. He's, at best, he should be in prison. At worst, he should be fined. I've said this for 2 weeks now.
Okay.
Thank you. And he's horrible. So I'm done with Kyle Pitts. I love Kyle Pitts. He's a former Florida Gator. He's one of the greatest. And I do think good things are in his potential if Arthur Smith were not around, because Arthur Smith doesn't care. Well,
evidently, Mahendra agrees with you because he dropped Drake London and picked up Tank Dell.
That's a good pickup.
Yeah, do you guys?
If only Tank Dell could go against the Bucs defense every week.
Yeah. If only.
Also, Dan made an interesting move. He picked up a Tampa Bay player. Imagine, picked up Chase McLaughlin and dropped Jake Elliott, who was on bye.
That is what Dan does, Joe. I mean, it's incredible. I dropped Chris Godwin, immediately picks him up. You should have tried trading him for Rashad White. You could have got Puka Nacua, not Cooper Kupp.
Both. All right, so let's go to week 10.
So I have a question.
Oh my God.
Shut up,
Here
Joe.
he comes.
So
that's not your question. You bring up my beer. Put my beer down. Ask your question.
So are you guys hating on me because I picked up the quarterback or because I used the second?
Oh wow, this is gonna be a learning lesson on air.
Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
We're hating on you because nobody was clamoring for Josh Dobbs.
It sounded like he was.
But you had a.
I was joking.
You were 5th in the waivers.
Yeah, no.
Right?
No, I wasn't. I was 2nd.
Even worse.
I know.
Oh my God. Okay, so hold on a second. So you don't want that because nobody else didn't go for Josh Dobbs. So you're not at stake at losing him. So if you would have waited till this morning when we woke up and added him, you would have still been 2nd.
Yeah, okay.
But now you're 8th.
But now you're 8th.
Yeah.
Strategy.
He's wrong. Joe, let's go in to everybody's favorite segment, the 3 Ps.
But Mason, we still love you, like wholeheartedly, with everything.
Thanks, Joe.
We do.
I love you too, bro.
You look great with a fireball mouth.
Everybody looks great with a fireball mouth. That's what I've been saying all these years. Joe, get us into the 3
Fireball
P segment.
Sucks dick.
Thank you, Mason.
Fireball sucks
Thank you, Mason.
dick.
Get out of my act. 3 P segment.
Yeah. What are the 3 Ps stand for, Clay?
That is going to be previews, predictions, and pretentiousness, man.
I'll give you the previews. He can give you the pretentiousness and predictions, all right? So, first on the docket, 1 o'clock game, CBS. No big deal. We're going Dirty Randy's and Thielen up your cousins. Dirty Randy's sitting at number 6 and Thielen up your cousins, number 5. Actually, this projection is 113.8 to 112.5. That's that's with Josh Dobbs at quarterback, by the way.
So Mason is projected to win.
Mason's projected to win by a Josh Dobbs rush of 10 yards.
So that is wonderful.
Yeah. What do you think here? We got Eckler's playing Detroit. Henry's playing Tampa. We got
buys.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Patrick Mahomes, Darrell Henderson. Those are the buys for Dirty Randy's. Over sitting for Andrew, we got nobody. But he still has Travis Etienne on the bench, and Alexander Madison, and David Montgomery, and T. Higgins, and Evan Ingram, and Michael Pittman. I'm going with Andrew. That's my prediction. Trust your gut, dog. Trust your gut.
Yes, Andrew's my pick too. I remember this from this. Andrew is my pick. I am going with Andrew on this one, Joe. Along with.
All right, good deal. Good deal. Good deal. Our second matchup, 1 o'clock on Fox Network.
Oh, and also, Joe, let me just add to the last matchup too. I do remember this. Andrew beat Mason the last time back in week 3. So also sways my persuasion. Give me our next matchup, the 1 o'clock games. Of course, it's the SEC because right now we're doing doo-doo in both everybody. So give us the next SEC team.
Yep. Rub My Chubb sitting in 7th place. Blech, that's sick to hear. I'm sure he's probably sick about it too. Is going against Love Train in 8th place, sitting at 2-7. 2-7. My goodness. Currently, Rub My Chubb's favored to win 114-93. It's a 21-point spread. But here's the deal. Tuna has DeAndre Swift on a bye in his lineup. That's it for buys for him. He's got a couple running backs he can throw in there. You know?
Who do I have on bye week this week, Joe Lozier? Please let the world know.
Man, we got Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
Kieran Williams, who could be back after the bye. Devon Achane, who could be back after the bye.
Be back after the bye, sir.
Tua Tagovailoa is on bye.
There we go.
Justin Fields doubtful. Yeah, that's it. Oh, you're starting Kyler Murray.
First day back, bro. Well, am I going to do Justin Fields, who's doubtful for Thursday, or am I going to do Kyler Murray, who averages 20 points in his career? In case you haven't heard on any fantasy football news site or podcast,
I would double check. And Call of Duty's coming out. Maybe he's like gearing up with the old one. They probably doing like triple XP on the old one.
Kyler Murray joke against me. That is so true. However, we all know that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which I have purchased, which I have already played the campaign and put some hours into, is not worth it. It's just Modern Warfare 2 DLC, but you have to get it to play with the boys. Joe, back in week 3, I lost this matchup. I was riding high. I was 2-0, and I lost this matchup to Tuna at the time. This was before our blockbuster trade earlier this year. Hopefully that doesn't persuade you any. Joe, my pick in this one is going to surprise you. I'm going Tuna.
Yeah, I got you.
You son of a bitch, Joe. Use my humbleness against me. That leads us, and that leads Fireball to our 4 o'clock game. Joe, who is our 4 o'clock game going to be?
Almost out. This one looks good. You got number 2 boner pills facing off against number 4 Fantasy Messiah for the second time this year. It looks like they both have a player on bye in their lineup, but currently Boner Pills is projected to win 117-103. The players they have in bye though is Dan's got Travis Kelce on bye.
No,
he has.
Before you start, oh my God, that was 4.
I'll take a shot at that.
Gentlemen. So when I was writing my script today and I went to do the buys for this matchup, my eyes lit up. 6 players and Dan's starting lineup were on buys, ladies and gentlemen, and more on his bench. Joe, please list them off. I just wanted to state that fact.
Travis Kelce, Raheem Mostert, and Isaiah Pacheco, who he's been starting both in his running back spots.
That's 1 and 2. 1 and 2 running backs, number 1 tight end, number 1 draft pick overall.
Pikachu. Ray Rice.
There you go. Who's Pikachu?
Pikachu Nakua.
Oh, Puka Nakua Nakupaka.
He's got Ray Rice and Devontae Smith on bye.
6, boy. Oh my God, dude, that's gonna be rough. Start sending trade requests to Dan. Of course, he's gonna be too stubborn to take him because he thinks he's a messiah, but he's not really. Even though back in week 3, Daniel did win this matchup.
It's not happening again. I got I got John.
Oh,
I learned from a mistake last week. Pick John. He wins.
shit. Forgot who I had in this one. Oh, no, I have John because of all the freaking bye weeks, man. You can't have 6 players, core players, be on bye week. Travis Kelce alone on bye week, you're done losing. Damn, that's great. Official sponsor, Fireball. We'd like to welcome the time for. Let's get it right this time, Joe. After we do a quick shot here, I'm going to get started.
Yep. America's
Fantasy
football
king
of
this
week
of
this
year
of
our
century
game.
Nice one.
Joe, who do we have?
Yeah, so the top dog in our league so far right now, Brees Lightning, number 1, 7-2, facing against Chase D's, yeah boy. Currently sitting in 3rd place. He's taking a little tumble. He's lost a couple games. Not doing so great. Missing his quarterback this week. He's at 5-4. It's not great. Above 500, not great. Okay. Projected right now, it's 123-92. That's like a 31-point spread. I'm missing my quarterback. You know, I was so looking forward to picking up Josh Dobbs, but he was sniped from me on the waiver wire.
Should have had a higher priority, Joe.
Man. Other than
Yes.
other than the number 1 quarterback in the league, Jalen Hurts, I have Dallas Goedert on bye, but he's also broken. So I don't know what we're gonna do with that. Oh, I picked up Dalton Schultz. See what Dalton Schultz does.
1 point, but he got me.
Yeah. Mahendra also has Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown on bye. Think about that. Tyreek Hill.
Oh, I got Joe in this matchup.
Oh.
Say no more. I got you upsetting him, stopping that win streak.
Well, it
Good.
looks like yeah, my man. Well, it looks like your matchup is the only one we're going to disagree with because I'm winning this one. Are you kidding me?
What?
If I can't win without Tyreek Hill and without AJ Brown, I don't deserve to be in the playoffs anyways.
Man, somebody's going to get a game ahead. A game ahead. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been our show. You have been with us. We have our official sponsor, Fireball, to thank, as always, my co-host, my best friend, my Players Association Union representative, Joe Lozier, who kept me in track this entire video, who did a great job. Round of applause to you. Tried something new, and it proved terrific, Joe. Any last words for the people at home?
Yeah, if you liked it, thanks for being here. Just hit that little bell, the bell button. Is that what it is? Hit the bell button. Hit the bell. Hit the bell.
Hit the bell, like, and subscribe. Joe, I love you. Good luck this week.
Shit.
Good luck, everybody at home.
We haven't.
Deuces, people.